We've got so many things to discuss. We're going to be starting off with cricket, of course. It's a cricket dominating show tonight. It's going to be starting off with the PCB Awards that we're going to be talked about. There was a lot of hype about these awards. The nominations were out a couple of days before, and it was great to see when these awards were announced that many people were amongst the winners. So it was, I think it was absolutely brilliant that we got to see encouragement for these players. If you talk about Mohammad Rizwan, who was named the T20 International Cricketer of the Year, Babar Azam, the ODI Cricketer of the Year. Then we talked about Shaheen Shah Afridi, the most impactful player of the year. I think Shaheen's impact on Pakistan cricket has been absolutely superb. And then, of course, we do know that in the emerging category, Emerging Cricketer of the Year went to Mohammad Wasim Jr. And Hassan Ali was declared Test Cricketer of the Year for his brilliant performance and his comeback that he made in Test cricket. Nida Dar was the Women's Cricketer of the Year. And also on the domestic front, we had Sahibzada Farhan, who was named as Domestic Cricketer of the Year. So these were all the awards that were up for grabs, but it's a good encouragement, and we would want this to continue forward as well, to become a yearly feature. And also the Umpire of the Year went to Asif Yaqub on your screens right now. So a lot of encouragement for many people. After that, we'll be talking about more cricket in particular, and we will move on to Test cricket, because in Test cricket, it has been all about Cricket South Africa. What a fight back, what a comeback, you know, down and out of the Test match. People talking about all sorts of problems, whether Quinton de Kock retiring from Test cricket, whether a captaincy issue there, whether many players not wanting to be part of the team anymore, no combinations, inconsistency. But at the same time, a performance like this from Dean Elgar and the way he was able to lift his side to victory, I think this will go a long way, and probably Elgar could be that one element that can keep South Africa together as a team, because they've had a great history of cricket, and you certainly don't want to see a team in the world to, you know, fall down like this. So credit to India, they also performed well, but it was South Africa's day. The three-match test series is now leveled at 1-1 with 2 test matches to go. So I think it's a really interesting series finale that's going to be coming up. After that, we'll be talking about another test match, and that is, of course, the all-important Ashes, where Australia, of course, were dominating. There was a sort of a fight back from England with Johnny Bairstow getting 100 and, you know, a bit of resilience, but still I think England is down and out. So we're going to discuss their structure and how things can improve for England cricket. And Sam Billings has also been recalled as a cover for the English team as well, and certain changes are also there. But obviously there's optimism with the English team, and we hope that things will get better. That's all the lineup that we've got for tonight. We will be discussing this in detail and talking about these segments particularly. And we're going to be starting off with, of course, the PCB Awards. Time now to introduce our guest in studios. First of all, very honoured to be joined by former Test cricketer, ICC match referee, also part of the PCB management every now and then, and he's a complete walking history when you talk about cricket, but obviously an avid golfer as well. Colonel Naushad Ali. Assalamu alaikum, sir. How are you?
Wa assalam.
Sir, great to have you on the show. Thank you so much for joining us. We've also been joined by our sports expert, K. Asif. Asif, assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Sports Extra.
Wa alaikum assalam, Ahmad. How are you doing?
I'm very well, Asif. Thank you so much for joining us as well. Now, sir, we'll start off with you first of all. Talk about the PCB Awards. Like we said, it's very important to give all of these different people encouragement on the international level, on the domestic level as well. But we would like to see this become a yearly feature. But it's good that, you know, things like these are happening now in the regime of Ramiz Raja.
Well, I think it was well expected. It's been going on for the last few years only. Rightly you said it should have been a regular feature for the Pakistan Cricket Board and Pakistan Cricket as well. So I think it's a good omen that it's been done. And so, you see, once you give such incentives to the cricketers, to the players, to the young players, then naturally there are more and more hard work and more talent coming out of that, and that's a good sign. I think this time Ramiz has done extremely well in selecting, and at a time when the Pakistan team is doing really good in all 3 segments of the game. And I'm pretty sure that if this continue in a little more larger way, like involving the commercial organization as well, then it will make a lot of difference in that.
A lot of difference it can, but because we had so many nominations, and then obviously everybody was eager to know who the winners were on the night. I did highlight them in my intro as well, but we've got a report on all of these winners. Let's take a look and then we'll come back.
Pakistan Cricket Board announced the winners of PCB Awards 2021 on its digital platforms. This was an effort by the board to recognize and appreciate the players and match officials for their achievements. There were a total of 10 categories identified, with 8 players categories and 2 special categories. Wicketkeeper Mohammad Rizwan has bagged the PCB's Most Valuable Cricketer of the Year award following a remarkable 2021 in which he scored 455 tests, 134 one-day international and 1,326 T20 international runs, along with 56 dismissal behind the wickets across all formats. In addition to the Most Valuable Cricketer of the Year award, Rizwan was also named as the T20 International Cricketer of the Year, whereas the award for Impactful Performance of the Year was bagged by the 21-year-old fast bowler Shaheen Shah Afridi, who had a stellar 2021 across all formats, as he took 47 wickets in 9 tests, backed up with 8 wickets in 6 one-day internationals and 23 wickets in 21 T20 internationals. Babar Azam's 405 runs in 6 one-day international with 2 centuries and a half century bagged him the One-Day International Cricketer of the Year award. Hassan Ali won the Test Cricketer of the Year award for his 41 wickets in 8 tests.
That is 10 wickets now for Hassan.
Mohammad Wasim Jr. bagged the Emerging Cricketer of the Year for his 45 wickets in 2021.
Of the great history of the Yorker bowlers.
Whereas Nida Dar was named as the Women's Cricketer of the Year after aggregating 604 runs and taking 25 wickets. Sahibzada Farhan won the Domestic Cricketer of the Year following his 487 runs in the Pakistan Cup, 447 runs in the National T20 and 935 runs in the Quaid-e-Azam Trophy. For the second successive year, PCB's elite match officials voted Asif Yaqub as the Umpire of the Year. At the same event, the Pakistan team's visit to Namibia dressing room to congratulate them on their qualification for the maiden T20 World Cup and reaching the Super 12 stage won them the Spirit of Cricket Award.
There you have it, all the winners in detail, and I think the memory of the night has got to be that Spirit of Cricket Award, where Pakistani team went into the dressing room of the Namibian cricket team and congratulating them on qualifying. I think that was a real memory that not only the Namibian team, Pakistan team, everybody would like to cherish and live on in history as well. K. Asif, your thoughts about these awards? Obviously there was a lot of anxiety on who will win, but all of these names are absolutely fantastic, whether they've won the award or not.
Well, absolutely perfect, yes. And I was not in any sort of tension or any sort of anxiety, because things were pretty much clear that Rizwan, the way Rizwan leading in T20, and Babar Azam and Hassan Ali, and of course the young lads, Wasim Jr. The way they guys are playing, they guys were playing throughout the year and in the World Cup, and then after the World Cup we had a Bangladesh series, and they performed really well. So if you talk about that, how important this is, as Colonel Sab was discussing and saying that when you are playing well, you are performing well for your nation, you deserve, of course, these sort of awards. And it is really much important for the Pakistan Cricket Board that if they guys are not playing well, we guys criticize them. But if they're doing well for the nation, for the green flag, for the green shirts, of course they deserve these kinds of awards. And I must say that the way Rizwan improved himself, he proved himself. I do remember, you do remember, everyone remember that when he came into the Pakistani side, he was in the hot water. And everyone was criticizing not only Rizwan, but also the Misbah, because he was the head coach on the time. But the way he performed, he improved himself, he proved himself, and day by day now he is leading towards a star. And of course he is a star because he is performing in each and every format. You talk about ODI, you talk about Test, and especially in T20, the way he performed with Babar Azam, hats off, to be very honest. And I must talk about the Umpire of the Year, Asif Yaqub. Look, after Alim Dar, we are still stating that who will be in the elite panel of ICC. Though we have other guys as well, but this guy, Asif Yaqub, the way he's performing, it's remarkable. So everyone, I would like to congratulate to everyone, and I would like to congratulate to PCB as well, the way they are heading, and they were representing our cricket. And to be very honest, that it's a historical day in Pakistan cricket.
Absolutely. I think all of these people deserve a lot of appreciation. The PCB deserves a lot of appreciation. We've got so much to talk about. We'll continue that right after this short break. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Sports Extra. I'm in conversation with Colonel Naushad, Ali and Asif, and we're discussing PCB Awards and so much about Pakistan cricket as well. Now, sir, first of all, you'd like to say something about the players who have actually won these awards, this new brand of Pakistan cricket now.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. We have all these players, they're all youngsters, except for one or two odd. They're all, those players, they have come up very recently in the international cricket. They have made their mark. They are now for shining star for the Pakistan cricket. Look at this Shaheen Shah Afridi. Shaheen Shah Afridi. I mean, look at him. He's just 19 or 20, 21 years old. And the way he bowls, the easy pace, beautiful attacking with the new ball is remarkable. I mean,
definitely.
He is the one who started the proceedings against India as well. So I think this is a very good sign for Pakistan. Look at the Rizwan and then all other cricketers. Hassan Ali, he went in the shell, then he came back, and now it is remarkable for him that he has won the award. There are others as well. I think this is the time the Pakistan Cricket Board should make it a regular, big future, and then include also the commercial organization with some handsome reward in monetary award as well for the cricketers who are being chosen as the final lineup.
Absolutely, I would agree. Now, sir, since so many things in Pakistan cricket are changing, there's been a huge debate in Pakistan, not just now in the tenure of Ramiz Raja, but since I can remember, forever, about the pitches and the quality of pitches in Pakistan. You've got something very special, I can see it in front of you, which looks like a complete manual, the holy book of pitches. Now they're trying to bring in drop-in pitches. Ramiz Raja was not happy about the domestic performances as well. How would you like to highlight that and also the book that you have in front of you, sir?
Well, I'm very lucky to be there in South Africa as a ICC match referee. I came across with two gentlemen who were the writer of this book. They were the head of the department in the South African University. They have written a book. It has got about 100 pages on that, and it has got various segments. The name of the book is The Cricket Pitch, Principles and Practice of Pitch Preparations.
Yes, and our viewers can see it right in the center on the screen as well. This is called The Cricket Pitch. This is the name of the book.
The best part of this cricket pitch is written by Mr. Tanton and Mr. Klug, the University of Natal in South Africa. But you see, if you go into the contents of this page, it has got all the ingredients which are required for making a cricket pitch in any segments of the game. Like you have the under 19 pitch is different, under 16 pitch is different, the test match pitch is different, the contents of clay and all these, they are being fully explained in that, and then how to utilize these pitches and what work has to be done during the matches, how these pitches are to be looked after during the breaks by the ground staff, how these pitches are to be rolled for a particular 5-day game or 3-day game or a 1-day game. And I think I'm very lucky to have this book with me. I have sent this book along with my DO, as we call it in the army, demi-official letter to Ramiz Raja. He has appreciated, he has liked it. I'm pretty sure that if the work is done, the committee is formed and they look after this according to the book, the pitches in Pakistan. Pakistan domestic cricket is already suffering because of the pitches, because sometimes you see the team is out on the 100, 150 and sometimes they crosses about 600 mark. So it should be a balance between bat and ball. It should be balanced between the equal chances for the bowler and for the batsman, and that is only possible if we concentrate more on scientifically prepared pitches in Pakistan domestic cricket.
Absolutely. I think sir is right that this is a complete art and it's a science. Everything from the selection of the clay to the weather and everything involved has so much to do with this. And you know, we're very lucky tonight that Colonel Naushad has brought this book. I'm surely going to get my hands on it. I'm going to read it. But the fact is that you can see it on your screen that it's a complete manual when you talk about the selection of pitches. Like sir mentioned, different for different categories of cricket, under 19, under 16, that is youth cricket, then coming to the senior lot, then of course for different conditions as well. So in Pakistan, it's right now, it's a complete mess the way things are going. Now I understand sir, like you said, that this book has been received by the PCB. Things are going to work now. They're going to take action on a lot of things. But for people who do not understand the concept of drop-in pitches, how can we highlight that?
You see, drop-in pitches is altogether a different subject. I have seen the drop-in pitches in New Zealand, Auckland. There was pitch outside the ground, which was a drop-in pitches where the player used to practice on that. Drop-in pitches, number one, it's a pretty expensive affair.
Okay.
The pitches are prepared somewhere else with the experts doing work with the combination of various segments of the part of the pitches, and then when the pitch is prepared, they are loaded in heavy trucks, and then it is carried to the place where it is to be laid. And then after laying, it has to be looked after very well, and not only that is expensive, but also it requires a complete maintenance now and then, because you see what the drop-in pitches are. I mean, there's a clay, there's a mud that has all been prepared in a scientific way and brought into the dug-in place, and then after that it's been rolled and prepared according to the requirements of the coaches or the players or the cricket board. So that has been done. I have seen that pitch in Auckland, and I think it's a pretty expensive affair, though it can be done, but for a country like Pakistan, it will be not so very easy.
Yeah, sir, before we move on to the next topic, I just want to ask you something very quickly, and because I had a chance to talk to former Pakistan captain Test cricketer Rashid Latif, who was of the opinion that it's not just the pitches, it's the ball that we're using as well right now in the domestic. He said Kookaburra is not at all feasible to be used in Pakistan. India is using their own SG ball. We could have done the same, go with Grace or any other ball, but Kookaburra is absolutely not the ball to be used in Pakistan domestic cricket.
You see why? I mean, in a way, Rashid Latif is right, because you see, Kookaburra ball, if you look at this, what is a cricket ball? It's a hollow cover with the leather, then inside there is a thread, then there is a cork as well, and there are some other material with binding together, and that's been done very well in our country, and particularly in Sialkot, that's been done very well. I think Kookaburra ball is a little bit soft leather used ball which has got little bounce, and you know it's very difficult for the fast bowler to get the bounce out of the pitch which has got no life in that, and in that way the bowler has got very little chances, where the batsman can easily come and play on the front foot as well. So I think Kookaburra ball pretty expensive, and if it comes to Pakistan cricket, it doesn't matter. Even if it's expensive, it doesn't give the desired result for the Pakistani fast bowlers, particularly in the domestic circuit as well. Now, we have been using Grace ball that's been used so many times, and I think we must concentrate on preparation of a Pakistani-made international ball, which will be used not only in the Pakistan domestic cricket, but also to be used on the international level when Pakistan wants to play against some other country. English condition made ball used in Pakistan in the past, and they have proved to be a little bit of success as well.
The Duke ball, that is, of course. And obviously we know that, you know, it's very important to discuss these factors for the longevity of cricket in Pakistan, whether it's domestic and going up to international standards, and we can achieve that. We've got a fantastic sports industry in Sialkot, so that can be achieved. That's not rocket science. We've already done the basics, so that can be achieved. On that note, we're going to be talking about Test cricket, and Test cricket, it's remarkable from South Africa, the way they have been able to beat India. We've got a report on that. Let's take a look.
South Africa defeated India by 7 wickets in the second test to level the 3-match series 1-1. Batting first, India were bowled out for 202 runs with skipper KL Rahul as the top scorer with 50 runs. Marco Jansen took 4 wickets. In reply, South Africa posted 229 runs on the board thanks to a 62-run knock by Keegan Peterson and Bavuma scoring 51 runs. Shardul Thakur delivered with the ball for India as he registered his best figures, clinching 7 wickets. India's second innings did not offer much as only Rahane and Pujara were able to post half-centuries. South African bowlers were able to bowl out India once again, ensuring Dean Elgar and his side were put up to chase 240 runs. South Africa, chasing 240, came out needing 122 runs for a memorable win on day 4 with 8 wickets in hand. Skipper Dean Elgar led from the front with an unbeaten 96 runs of 188 balls to take his team home. The third and final test begins in Cape Town from 11th January.
There'll be celebrations.
Absolutely remarkable scenes. Absolutely remarkable the way South Africa have managed to hang on to this test match. And you know, this is the beauty of test cricket. You still have a chance in the game even if people think that you're out. And Dean Elgar has stood tall as a proud captain, and I think as a proud South African he's been able to achieve this victory. Asif, your thoughts about this remarkable performance from Cricket South Africa at a time where they've got so many problems. How important is this victory?
First of all, I would like to say that you are pretty much happy, and of course you're enjoying this victory of South Africa, because everyone knows that the South African were not playing well. Especially they had poor performance in the in T20 World Cup, and the eyes were on South Africa concerning this India tour, especially when India is playing without Virat Kohli and Rahul is when he's the leader. To be very honest, that I'm pretty much happy, and the way Dean Elgar was leading his team, you could see his enthusiasm, you could see his confidence, and because India is always a very difficult side, even when they're playing without Virat Kohli as well. Because, but one thing should be discussed, and that is the role of Pujara and Azinkya Rahane. Though they scored 50s in this test match, but the important thing is that if you are not winning, if you're not standing on the victory, then definitely if you are a senior player, then you would have to finish the game. You see that, and on the other side, Ashwin, you must talk about that he's concentrating his batting, but he's not been able to take wickets. And same with the fast bowlers as well. On the other side, Rabada bowled really nicely, and I'm pretty much keen to watch him with the other sides as well, other like Australia and New Zealand. And this victory is definitely really important for the South Africa cricket. Things are going behind the camera, things are going behind the scene. Why Quinton de Kock is not playing, what's happening with the Bavuma as well in the next, I'll discuss definitely next program as well, because I got some story there. So things are very unstable for the South African cricket. And in this scenario, if they are beating India, very strong side, I think that their future is once again bright.
Definitely. Sir, if we particularly talk about South Africa cricket, there's been a lot of ups and downs in history. Yeah. But it was Graeme Smith when he was made the captain, and he was the longest captain for South Africa. When you talk about them at a very young age, given the captaincy, he was that, yes, sir, one leader who was able to keep the side together and take them to victory on many occasions against quality oppositions, and, you know, establish Cricket South Africa in the world of cricket at a good position. But after his retirement, South Africa has probably failed to either develop a captain like him or, you know, go with consistency. Where do you see the problem right now with South Africa?
Well, if you talk about South Africa, they have got a wonderful cricket structure. I mean, they have good pitches, good grounds, good stadiums, and then they have their strong domestic setup as well. You see, I've seen that the standard of the South African first-class cricket and the test cricket is hardly any difference. Player who plays the top first-class cricket, and you can just walk into the test cricket within no time. So what I'm trying to say is that this is a good sign for South Africa. When Smith was there, he was just 22-year-old, very young captain. He took the game and he took the team to a greater heights. But after that, you rightly said, he had the services of Jack Carlis and quite a few others. But you see, after that, the players are coming up for South Africa, but not that standard it used to be with Graham Smith. I mean, he has the art of using the players in a different, like in batting order and then accordingly the bowling as well. And he developed the player, and now you see South Africa, that they have some problems in terms of batting as well and then bowling. You see, Jack Carlis, for example, I mean, he used to be a complete all-rounder.
Absolutely.
They are missing in that category as well. I have done with South Africa 2 test series as ICC maturity. I have seen them. They are very well, they were well organized. I am pretty sure that with a little hard work and then what the drawbacks they have, they will come back with the combination of both. They have the blacks and whites differences, but certainly they will come and together, and South Africa will be a force to be recognized in the future as well.
Absolutely. That is the hope, because we want to see quality sides all around the world, not just in this region. On that note, it's time now to take a look at our segment recap. And in the segment recap, we have, of course, discussed South Africa's remarkable victory against India in the second test match of the 3-match series. The series is now level at 1-1. It was Dean Elgar who was absolutely superb. Rishabh Pant's poor shot selection is being criticized. Shardul Thakur was really impressive, picking up his best figures for Test cricket as well. And the World Test Championship points are definitely at stake when you talk about this. Obviously, moving on to more Test cricket, we're going to be talking about the Ashes now. And in the Ashes, it's been absolutely remarkable once again from Australia that they've been dominating, and their dominance continues. And you'd probably want to see how their domination continues. And, you know, because it's not just about retaining the Ashes anymore. I think they're actually moving towards the series whitewash. And it was really funny. We discussed this the other day, that Michael Vaughan's New Year resolution was that maybe England can bat or at least take a test match to the 5th day. So that was really remarkable as well. But England's worries continue. 258 for 7 at stumps. Johnny Bairstow got 100. Australia, of course, declared on 416 for 8 earlier as well. So, sir, particularly England, they've got a great structure, but it's probably the most disappointing factor for England cricket right now.
But, well, I see that England's main problem lies with the batting. I mean, they are not crossing the mark of 400 even.
Yes, sir.
I mean, they have got some problems. The senior cricketers, they are all coming all the time and then helping out the team in middle or even in the top as well. So what I see the problem with England is they are not the same team which used to be about 3 or 4 years back. They have gone down, and particularly in pitches like Sydney Cricket Ground, where the ball comes up, very good bounce, and then there is a good sort of combination in the Australian side as well. It is difficult for England to come back. You can see that they still are at the receiving end at the moment, and I'm pretty sure that for England, for Australia, this will be a series where they have won it quite easily.
Absolutely. So one-sided complete season of cricket right now when you talk about Australia. But K. Asif, do you have any remedy for the problems that English cricket is now in? I mean, some of our players have been exported to USA. Maybe you can export them to England now and try to get some technically sound batsmen there.
Well, actually, you know, this cricket is, in cricket, whenever you play cricket, there is one good day in your life and one bad day in your life. And especially, some former cricketers say that we don't agree with it, because in cricket, most of the time, you face bad days. So, yes, cricket, England cricket is under fire, of course. These players are now able to perform remarkably, especially in England. And we talk about the English side. But I was discussing with one of my friends earlier on this morning when we were watching that. Because what's happening with Joe Root, that he's facing all the pressure because you're losing anywhere, and especially when you're playing in Asia against Australia. The English people, they do not accept your poor performances. And same with, what is individualism in cricket? The individualism that each player, they should take their responsibility. Josh Butler, Johnny Bairstow, those who scored a tremendous 100 today, but the rest of the players, Ben Stokes and Josh Butler, as last night I was discussing that they're very good with the white ball cricket, but what's happening with the Test cricket? And the Test cricket belongs to England. T20 cricket does not belong to England, so they're not performing well, and that's why that there is no remedy except winning against Australia in Australia.
Absolutely. I think problems for England cricket are there. They've been so much focused on the white ball format that it gets difficult when they need to come back to the true format that they've really dominated over the years. Even against Australia in the Ashes, we've had some remarkable series from England. But now it's pretty tough, so they definitely need to go to the drawing board. Time to take a look at our segment recap. And of course, we discussed the Ashes. It's the fourth test that once again Australia is dominating, 416 for 8 when they declared. England are of course in trouble once again at stumps. They're really not in the game so far. Joe Root's captaincy is also at stake. It's being questioned. Usman Khawaja has been brilliant if you talk about Australia's batting lineup. And you know, Bairstow has delivered for England, but probably it's not enough for them to do that as well. That's the lineup. But Sir Naushad, thank you so much for joining us. Always great having you on the show. Asif, thank you to you as well. But before we leave Sports Extras edition, and obviously we're going to leave you with something very special. It's a day in history that happened, and it was a very remarkable day for not just world cricket, but for Pakistan Test cricket, and somebody very particular as well. He enjoyed a great run as captain and also as a player, and it was on this day that this remarkable captain, of course, retired from Test cricket. We have a special report on that. We'll take a look, but from me and the entire team, it's goodbye for now.
The former Pakistan captain Imran Khan retired from his 21-year Test cricket career on this day in 1992, shortly after winning the World Cup. Khan led the Pakistan cricket team to its first World Cup title, beating England in the final. The legendary cricketer played 88 Test matches during a 21-year period, scoring 3,807 runs and taking 362 wickets. Khan was one of the game's greatest all-rounders. Khan was a member of the Pakistan squad that drew a series against the dominant West Indies side, who blew away every team they faced. Khan also captained Pakistan's cricket team to a series victory over England at Headingley.